Well, India is a $1 trillion economy, which has been growing at 8% per year, which is a pretty fast growth. 1.1 billion people. And its economy, just like China, which is very scarce in natural resources. And Latin America happens to be, very well endowed in natural resources. So it's a very natural market for Latin America. And when one look at the figures, what it's puzzling is that the trade is growing, but it's still very small. It's sort of 1/10 of the trade that Latin America has with China. So one of the things we look into the studies is exactly why it's so small. It's not an issue of size, because if you compare the size of China with India, it doesn't explain the difference in terms of trade flows with Latin America. So we look at other things, and what came up very clearly is that there are two big obstacles to trade between these two economies. One of them, which I think is the big elephant in the room, is the tariffs that both economies charge for each other's products. And for instance, India charges something in average 60% for Latin America agricultural exports, and Latin America charges something like 12-13% for India exports of manufactured goods, which is not as high as India's tariffs, but it's still pretty high, almost twice as high as the average of the OECD countries. So one very simple in theory, in practical terms, there's a very complicated political economic issue, but it's to bring those tariffs down if they want to enjoy those trades. The other obstacle, big obstacle, is the issue of transport costs. When you look at the figures of transport costs, they are as much as important as tariffs in terms of the trade flows. They are, in average, 20-30% of the value of imports. And when you look at the system of transportation that links these two economies, there are a lot of inefficiencies. There isn't enough supply of services, of transport services. There isn't a direct link between the two economies. So it's not just a matter of freight that exporters and traders have to pay, but the time it takes to ship a product from Latin America to India. So there's clearly an agenda there to bring those costs down, to promote more competition, to increase supply of transport services in general.